everybody, it's Jackie. How soon is too soon to start talking about December Daily? It's August. I'm so ready. This is way earlier than I normally do it, but I just felt super inspired to get working on my December Daily this year. This is my 5th year doing December Daily, and if you're not familiar with it, please find Allie Edwards online. She's on YouTube. She's got a website. She's the originator of this idea, but it's basically a journal that you do every day for the month of December to record your December. And the reason I got started so earlier, I mentioned it I think a few times. I'm a mod on a Facebook group called December Daily Inspiration Group, Anything Goes. And I'll link to it below, but it's basically a place where people that love December Daily, we meet, we share our pictures, and it's just a place to go for inspiration. And it's organized by a YouTuber named Sue Hiles. She is Tickled Pink Creations here on YouTube, and she organized this artist trading coin swap, and they're sort of trending right now in the crafty community, artist trading coins. And it went on a couple months ago, and I've got all the coins that I swapped for, and they're all in this basket. And so now I feel like I have all this fodder to go in the journal that I made. I made a junk journal, and I just want to share it all with you guys today so you can kind of see where I'm starting for December Daily, what the plan is, and maybe it'll hopefully give you guys an idea for what you want to do. So I thought it would be fun just before we get started. I'll show you the album first. To just take a trip down memory lane real quick. I started doing December Daily in 2014, and I made this beast of an album. And I bought all the things I had never bought. Like, I had no stash, so I bought all this Christmas stuff, and I put together this book, and I loved it. And I just coiled bound it with my Bind It All. Then in 2015, I watched a tutorial from Chibi and Milo on how to make this beast of a book. And these are 6x8 albums, which is made entirely out of cardstock, craft cardstock, and I used up some of the stuff that was already in my stash, and I made this wonderful book. Captured old memories, captured new memories, all kinds of photos, and it was just a hot mess. I used as much stuff in this book as I could manage to squeeze on a page. I got a little classier the next year in 2016, and I did a Heidi Swap binder. This one doesn't quite fit in frame. I think it's like also 6x8 inside. And this was like a kit that I'd gotten on clearance at Michael's, and I did this book. And if you guys want to see any like detail in these books, I've got a whole playlist on the YouTube here. You can see flip throughs of each page, the stories that go with every page. I've done so many videos over the years. And then last year, everything went off the rails, and I had very little energy for December Daily. And so I made this Follow Lila Llama snarky book, and I kept it as simple as possible. And either way, the album still gets done. I still document every day, every December. I love this habit. I love this routine. And so I'm going to continue it again this year. Year 5 is going to be the year of the junk journal. I'm so excited about this book, you guys. So this was made out of a, listen, jingles. This was made out of a vintage book. I found it at a bookstore about 3 years ago. And it was this ugly shade of faded green, and all it said on the cover was December Love, and then it had somebody's, the author's name of this book. And I tried reading it, and it was not a very good book, so I did not feel very bad about destroying it. I ripped all the pages out. I painted it a nicer color of green. I stamped snowflakes all over it. In order to do that, I used this Encore Ultimate Metallic Gold ink. It's by Sukaneko. They make all kinds of good inks, I think, that we all use. And I got it at Michael's. And it didn't dry very well, so then I sprayed the whole thing with like spray fixative. And now they won't move if I rub them, but before they didn't dry all the way. And I just covered up the name on the book using a piece of cardstock. I gold embossed the year 2018 on it, and I just had to go over the embossed words with a pen. Put some little metal corners on it. I think they're Memento brand. They've been in my stash for an eternity. And I traced an outline in black around the outside. And that's my junk journal. So much goodness in here. I wanted to add as much like fabric and stuff as I could so you can see all kinds of it. Inside, I didn't have any nice red paper, so I made my own. This is just white paper that I ran through an embossing folder. Sorry, first I painted it red. This was actually a sheet of craft cardstock, I think. I painted it red. I ran it through an embossing folder to get this texture, and then I just took the same ink pad and I just all over it to make it gold. and then I hit it with some Distress ink to in walnut, something walnut color, to give it a little bit of a vintage feel, and that's how I did the inside papers. I made this junk journal using the technique shown in a tutorial by a YouTuber, Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So if you want to learn how to make one of these, I'll link to that below too. So everything I learned is from her. I did her hidden spine, and I actually looped a piece of string behind it before I glued it in and punched holes to pull the string out. And so my closure is inside the book. It's not on the outside because I just didn't want to mar my beautiful cover. I love my cover. So I'll open it up and I'll show you page by page. So I did 4 signatures, and there's about 60 pages in this, so I have lots of room to record every day. It's not going to be a page a day. I'm just going to go by feel and hope I fill the book up as I go, like by the end of the month. So I started with this numbers acetate. I picked this up at Michael's like a year ago. I thought it would be so perfect for December Daily because it's like a countdown, right? So in every signature I put 1 sheet of marker paper, which is nice and thin, but it won't bleed through. And this page is from a book I have called Sticker Art Seasons, and it's just a beautiful Christmas art on it. So I just tore it out of another book and threw it in here. And then I have some of the original pages from the book, December Love. So I gutted the book. I have all these pages. Do you need some December Love pages for your junk journal for Christmas? Let me know, because I've got all these pages. I'd throw a few in an envelope and send it to you if you need them. And I sewed some things on. This is like a fabric tab. I sprayed some doilies. I was going to put them in as pages, but the doily ended up being way too big, so I just cut it down and stuck it on pages using Heidi Swap Color Shine Spray, so they're shiny. And then this was just some thin pattern paper I had, a Happy Mail envelope I received, and in each signature I also put a sheet of watercolor paper, hot press watercolor paper, so that I can do some more artsy stuff in here. Because I used a lot of white paper because I'm going to want to throw so much paint in here. So I do use a lot of white paper in my junk journals. A black page. This is a piece of origami paper that I just glued some ribbon trim to. And I used that twine that we all have for December Daily, that red and white twine, to bind my signatures. And I think it's got a really nice festive feel. I put a tab on this one. I sewed jingle bells onto some of the pages just to give it that jingle. Then we get to the other side. I'm just covering this up because it's an address of the pattern paper. And this is the other side of the signature. So you've seen all these sort of designs before. And then, oh, this one doesn't seem to want to turn. There we go. The marker paper, I glued some trim onto this. I stuck on a charm with a safety pin and some more bells. And we get to the other side of the acetate. And then I put pearl, I did a 1/4 inch gap between my signatures. So I put rhinestones and pearls in each one of the gaps. Black paper, and then I had some old Christmas music paper, so I put in a couple sheets of that, but it's very frail, so I'm a little worried about damaging it. Marker paper, pattern paper. I had some Snap Simple Stories embellishments I threw in there. This one I used my sewing machine to sew a border around the December Love page. Watercolor paper, and then here's the other side. Oh, and then there's this is like a tag. Sorry, a pocket that I put on another page that I pulled from an old Fancy Pants album. Look how pretty this is. This is another one of those pages from my Sticker Art Seasons book, and I tied this one with gold thread. There's the other half of this page. I have a ribbon bookmark, so I can mark my page as I go. And I'll go a little faster because it gets a little repetitive here. Here's a pocket I did by just sticking a piece of ribbon down with I use glossy accents to attach my fabrics to paper. I find it works really well. Little paper clip on this, some gold sewing. And I just tried to give this so much texture and feel. I didn't have much in the way of Christmas pattern paper. There's some like shiny bling down the middle. And look how pretty this gold paper is. It's so flimsy. I just found it in my stash. I have no idea where it came from. This is some trim that my sister was really happy to get rid of. She doesn't like it, so I threw it in my book. It's on the watercolor paper. Got this beautiful piece of vellum. And you see, I haven't done much in the way of tags or tucks. I'm going to do all that stuff as I go. Citrus twist envelope, I can use it as a pocket. Just a sheet of craft paper. This one had some not Christmassy things, but I'll cover those up, this bug and these purple grapes. I think the red parts did look Christmassy, and it had this beautiful holly print on the other side, so how could I not include it? And yeah, that was the green candy cane thread on the inside. More tabs, more doilies. Threw in a paper clip. And yeah, I just used up so much dimensional stuff in my stash because I don't usually put dimensional things in my book. But with a junk journal, this one's going to get fat and I'm going to let it happen and I'm going to be okay with it. Pearls down this one. And then this is just some vellum. Another one of these snap folder things. And I did one of these pages in every signature. Another sheet of vellum. Another black sheet. Oh no, this is actually a pocket. It's a fancy pants pocket I had. This was just a mess. It tore, and so I ended up putting washi tape on it to make it stay in after it tore while I was sewing the binding because it's so frail and it was on the inside. So I just taped it up. I think it'll stay. Another one of these pockets. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end. This one flips out. It's one of those Simple Stories pockets. And then the last page is vellum. And that's my book. So let me show you these coins. I've only got a few minutes left. But I swapped with 4 wonderful women. I just want to say thank you so much to Fairy Faye, Sunny, Cree, Irene, and Fonda, who were my swap partners. And they sent me all this goodness. I saved some of the packaging and the cards that they sent me. And I'm going to work all these like bags and just goodness into my book somehow. This is like foil. It's beautiful. And all these wonderful trading coins. I hope I have time to show them to you all. But I swapped 3 for 3 with 5 different women. And they sent me back way more than 3. They sent me so many, and they're so beautiful. Oh, that one goes this way. Let it snow, it says. And die cuts. And so now I just got so much fodder. This is all going to go in my junk journal. And it's just going to be this amazing book full of my memories and full of art that was handmade for me by some wonderful women. And I'm just so excited about this book. Look at these die cuts. They're so intricate and they're tangled. Let's see. Like that. Merry Christmas and another ornament. I think I can layer them with this, for example. So many to show you. So many coins. And they may not all make it in, but now that I see how many there are, but I think a lot of them will. And I had sent them back, each 3 as well. And so it's just beautiful, beautiful artist trading coins. That one would be perfect for Christmas. This one here is one of my favorites. It's like a watercolor bird. We got Rudolph. This one has sewing all across the front. A penguin. And Let It Snow. And then they sent me all these little bits of ephemera. So many ribbons. Those are going in for sure. The more ribbons, the better. And some sequins. More little tiny bags. Got these stickers. Say Merry Christmas and Believe. Little snowflakes with buttons and dimensional elements. All these wonderful, like Rudolph, he's puffy, and these vellum. There's all kinds of wonderful vellum pieces in here. So I've got all these little bits and wood veneers. I love this giant candy cane. That's getting its own page. And then there's journaling cards in here, and these were all just included in the Happy Mail they sent me. I couldn't believe it, how much wonderful stuff I received in this swap. And I'm going to use these to decorate my December daily. I've still got some stuff in my stash, but I think the majority of what I use is going to be what's in this basket. And I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to add lots of paint. And, oh yeah, I've got more bags back here and a pocket page. And yeah, this is it. This is what my December daily is looking like this year. 2018, year of the junk journal, December love. I cannot wait. Oh yeah, a little snowman clip up here. So yeah, do you guys are you even thinking about December daily yet? If you are, leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you're doing, what you're thinking. Come find us on Facebook. It's really fun. We're doing another swap now that's going to be for envelopes of goodies. So I'll have some more stuff to add to my stash by the end of it. And it's just such a fun time, such a fun way to connect with people, such a fun way to save our memories. I love it. Love it all. Thank you so much for watching.